And then I imagine, like, 22-year-old me going around northeast Minneapolis where I used to live with my windows down, blaring Ludacris in the public bathroom or in the back of the classroom. I can only imagine what people thought when I was driving by. And I remember even, like, my defense was like, have you ever heard of Eminem? God, white people like rapping too.
Oh, God. Hi, welcome back to Louder Than Ever. My name is Hailey.
And I'm Mary.
We are both Gemini Ravenclaws who think people are fucking crazy.
Crazy.
And have literally nothing else in common.
It's so true.
Ugh.
People are nuts.
It's becoming harder and harder to think of something we have in common.
I know, that's like the whole point of the show is that we don't, and so... Man, we don't agree on a lot.
At one point, it's really gonna be literally nothing.
Yeah, literally nothing else. We're gonna just reach stalemates on the brainstorming and be like, that's it. It's not working. A lady got really mad at me at LuLaRoe today because she said I bought something from her, an overpriced pair of leggings, might I add. I was mad at Tuna. Bought an overpriced pair of leggings. And she says, like, okay, I invoiced you. I go and pay it 2 minutes after she sends it, literally, thanks PayPal. It notifies me, like, poop, and I paid it. Right. 15 minutes later, she tags me, like, I sent you your invoice. It's been paid, I know. Bitch. So I comment, and I go, Jesus. I paid it, like, 10 minutes ago.
Jesus.
And she goes, whoa. Didn't know you were going to get so upset. And it goes on to say something else. I'm like, okay, so then I replied, like, I don't know where you got so incredibly upset from, but just, you don't need to, it does the same thing. I said, you don't need to tag someone. You replied to my comment already. It gives me the same notification. You're a stranger. You're not my friend. I don't get a special notification that, like, oh, some stranger tagged you. Nope. It's the same. No push notification for you, lady. And she, like, writes back, like, well, if you're going to invoke the name of Jesus, I assume there must be some strong emotion behind it.
Mary literally has no emotion toward Jesus. She's a Satanist.
I wanted to be like, I'm a Satanist, you crazy, but I want my leggings, so I'm going to wait till I get them.
And then be like,
and then comment. Be like, a Satanist wearing your unicorn leggings. What'd you think of that?
Bitch.
But they're really cute. They're black background and they have white unicorns with pink hair.
Oh my god.
They're like realistic looking unicorns.
Cute. Are there any unicorns in your police report?
There are not unicorns in the police report, but
that's a shame.
I do have some fairly interesting stuff, and I will preface this by saying that some of these are rather old now. The police report segment, I got really lucky that first time we did it, when I had just like a whole report full of hilarity, but I have since had to pull small snippets of hilarity out of a lot of garbage about fraud and people stealing mail from each other's mailboxes and whatnot.
What the fuck?
There's a lot of that, or like unauthorized online transactions. Like most of the police report around here is relating to fraud over small amounts of money, which is boring and not really. But there's one in particular that actually is about a small amount of money and a fraud. But a really hilarious one. And this one I found this is way back from April 16th, 2016. So this is...
Stop. Why do you still have a newspaper from April? That was before we even started podcasting.
Okay, I'm going to explain why I have it. I saved the whole newspaper to use as wrapping, and I was taking out decorations and repacking decorations and things, and I pulled out this entire paper that I had saved.
I see.
And in there was this police report, and it must have been the universe saving this nugget of greatness for you guys. Because a small amount of money fraud. Okay, here we go. Blackmail. That's actually the title. Blackmail. Because they group it by crime. So this is in the blackmail section. April 6th. A Savage resident reported that he met a woman on an online dating website. Always a good start. See Tinder Takeovers 1 and 2. And after having an intimate conversation with her during a video chat...
Sexing.
The woman threatened to post their conversation on social media if he didn't send her money.
Gasp!
The man sent the woman $250. The woman appears to live outside the country. The case is inactive. I'm gonna start by saying that's the first time a case has been inactive by the time it hits print. Every other case is pending investigation, or so they're like just straight up saying like, people, if you're gonna be stupid and send someone money to keep them from releasing dick pics, you better just suck it up and deal. Don't be calling the police. Can you imagine, like, what are they even going to do? The
Literally
woman
nothing.
appears to live outside the country. The case is inactive. All you've done is embarrass yourself and give the public safety section a little boost of interest. So this one I just kind of liked. I really wanted to read the header that this one was under. This was in the same police report. Definitely, I mean, I think I let off with... I probably should have saved that one. Because that one was pretty good, but... Anyway, there's another one in here, too, under suspicion.
Suspicion. Wow, that was great editing, Hailey.
You are really mean. April 10th. Police responded to a report of a suspicious-looking party reaching into donation bins on 126th Street. The subject told police that he was only trying to retrieve his favorite shirt. One of the donation bins was bent at the bottom, but police were unable to contact the donation company to find out if the damage was new or existing. So dude was just trying to get his favorite shirt back.
Just his favorite shirt. Clearly his, like, bitch wife donated
Yeah,
it.
I mean, that was what I was envisioning when I read this. Ossifers! You don't even understand. I've got this bitch of a wife. She caught me drinking again, so she donated my favorite band t-shirt. I just want it back.
Why are you so good at a whiskey impression? Why are you so good
I'm so good at it. I don't know. It's a mystery. It's a mystery. So, that was the oldie but goodie from April. Things don't really change very much around here, though.
It's savage.
It's pretty much the same. Here's something that I just thought this was interesting, just because of the way that they word things in legalese here.
Legalese.
Okay. Legalese. Underage drinking. Police cited a 17-year-old Prior Lake girl and an 18-year-old Prior Lake woman. Yes, that's right. One girl and one woman. For underage consumption of alcohol after they were found to be under the influence of alcohol at the homecoming dance at Prior Lake High School.
Shocking.
A girl and a woman. I just thought it was funny that it's not really that strange that there's been children found drinking at homecoming dance. No. But it does make the paper here. So there's that.
That tells you a little
That
something
tells you
about
a
where we
little
live.
bit. Okay. Here's a fraud case that I found sort of interesting. Most of these are very boring, like I said.
Fraud!
But fraud! A man reported that he accidentally left his credit card behind at Walgreens, and that the card was later used fraudulently at the same store for $52.26. The case is under investigation.
How does that happen?
That's the thing, okay? I'm thinking to myself, like, man, I accidentally left my credit card at Costco. Darn. Someone spent $500 and bought a TV. Ignore the new TV in my living room. That was stolen from me. I mean, I don't know.
That doesn't...
They don't check. They don't care. That's how it happens. But
No.
see, here's the thing is, like, if I found a credit card sitting on the ground at Walgreens, I wouldn't be like, yes, my trip's free. I'd be like, I need to turn this into the front desk.
Well, that's because you're a reasonably good person.
I guess there's assholes everywhere, but...
No, my question is, how does somebody leave their card behind somewhere? I understand at like a restaurant because you put it in that little envelope thing.
But at Walgreens?
Booklet. Yeah.
And how did the cashier not notice that you left the card behind too? Because you used that pin pad that's like right in front of their faces, right in front of everyone's faces.
Right.
So even if the card got left on the counter, like the next person just surreptitiously grabbed it and swiped it as their own card and the cashier didn't notice either? I mean, I don't know.
That seems highly unlikely to me.
Yeah, I feel like that's some shenanigans. Man from
I don't
Savage.
Understand.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, this one is pretty funny, actually.
Oh, good, a funny one.
This one, I'm trying. I had hilarious commentary to go with those not so funny items. I was prepared slightly.
Look.
I'm giving her the look of evil, Becky. That's what we named our microphone. We already told you guys that, but I just said it for a fact because I looked at Becky. So I was like, Becky, I'm talking to you, Becky.
Mary spends most of the podcast staring intently at Becky as though she's waiting for Becky to respond.
Well, you give me enough feedback. I don't need to stare at you to elicit it. You just do it automatically.
I do.
Elicit was one of the words of the week at work this week that one of my coworkers sends out. I already knew it, but... It brought it back to the forefront of my mind.
Okay.
That's why I love Word of the Day, because you can try to incorporate it into your everyday speech.
Good God.
Make yourself a little bit better, a little bit smarter, a little bit stronger. Never hurt anybody to better themselves. Okay. Speaking of bettering yourself, property damage. Some of these headers are just funny, too. Property damage. September 26th. I give you the date so you know it's still green around here when this one was out. Police responded to a report of property damage on Dan Patch Drive, in which a suspect sprayed a vulgar phrase onto the victim's lawn with weed killer. The case is under investigation. Now, we all know weed killer kills grass too, certain kinds, right? Especially if you concentrate it. So basically... someone don't like you, and they wrote something not nice in your grass. That's not like spray paint. You can't just wash that away. Like, that's there until your grass grows back. And it's September, so that's probably not going to happen.
I mean, but maybe it's not that bad, actually, because all the grass is about to die at that point.
Dude, it's still not dead.
That's
it's
true.
Still not really that
well,
dead.
In a normal year.
And it's possible, I mean, the grass would still be around for at least another month or two at this point.
I guess, yeah.
And not in a growing way. Not in a regrowing kind of way, but in a slowly dying kind of way. So I feel like the obscenity is going to be on your lawn for a little bit. A little bit. I really wish they had put what vulgar phrase it was. Well, that was the end of September, and now we're going into Halloween time, which I know we already did the Halloween episode, but I just picked this one. It was after we did the episode anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But these are both, these are all actually property damage.
Oh, my goodness.
More teenagers run amok.
Teenagers.
All right, here we go. A woman reported that someone removed an ornamental glass ball from her property and smashed it on the street. The total loss is estimated at $45. There are no suspects.
$45 for an ornamental glass ball.
That's what I'm saying, dude. You can get
your priorities together.
Get yourself
you could have bought for
to a thrift store,
$45?
dude. You can buy one of those things for like $7.99 at the thrifts, lady.
What if she did buy it at the thrifts, but she just knows because
she
she's
just
like
knows
you that it's worth $45?
When you have to replace something, you have to consider the retail value. Because she reported it to them so she could maybe report it to her insurance. I don't know. I'm not really sure why. Just because she was mad and wanted to do something, I guess. There are no suspects, lady. The police have done shit for you. I guarantee you there are still no suspects.
The case is inactive.
Right. The police like, just in case you were wondering, we're not actually wasting any time dealing with this dude who got swindled out of $250 on the internet. All right. Here's another one. This is the second to last one. Yes, oh, thank God. We're almost done with police reports.
There's a light.
Oh, stop it. I love doing this. It's one of my favorite bits we do. All right, October 18th. Police responded to a report of juvenile boys smashing pumpkins in the driveway on Woodhill Circle.
Juveniles.
The listen to this. This is where it gets really weird. The boys were determined to be friends with someone who lived at the home, and they brought with them the 25 pumpkins they smashed.
What?
They wanted to be friends. It says the boys were determined to be friends with someone who lived at the home.
So they brought
with them 25 pumpkins and smashed them on their driveway. Then they agreed to clean up the mess, and the reporting party did not want to press charges.
What?
I still don't get it. I mean, even as I'm reading it, I'm like, they were determined to be friends. What? Like, they were determined to be friends with them. That must be what they told you. They were bullying that kid, guys.
They were determined to be friends.
And the way I want to be friends is by smashing 25 pumpkins on your driveway.
I mean, kids are weird. Maybe for some reason, like,
maybe. But who sells a group of juveniles 25 pumpkins?
Don't sell juveniles that many pumpkins.
Like, what are they going to do then? Are they like, oh, we're having a pumpkin carving party. Oh, yeah? Where's the parent that's hosting this event? Let them buy 25 pumpkins. Not the juveniles. I just thought it was really weird the way they were. They wanted to be friends. Like, really like, oh, I want to be your friend. Smash! Let's be buddies. Smash, smash, smash! And then I think about all the seeds that could have been roasted and enjoyed as a delicious, healthy snack.
Travesty.
Oh my gosh, they're so good. Okay, well, here's the last one, and this one just kind of made me chuckle.
Okay.
Okay, so
really
here we
get
go.
us pumped up for this one, Mary.
Again, property damage. October 23rd. A resident of 125th Street reported that someone spray painted a phallic symbol on the sidewalk by her driveway. There are no suspects. You assholes! I can only imagine. I like this. The vulgar phrase in the grass and now this. A spray painted phallic symbol on the sidewalk by her driveway. Douches. That makes the news around her. That gets
what
in the
else
public safety
what
section.
else does one do with a can of spray paint if not
make a
spray paint a dick on someone's sidewalk?
And you gotta wonder then, like, why did they pick your sidewalk? I feel like it wasn't random.
Maybe they think you're a dick.
You might be a dick. If some kids spray paint a dick on your sidewalk.
You might be a dick if.
Right. That's it.
Oh my god.
Police reports.
Jeez. Guys, and people say that Minnesota's boring.
It's not. This is
not.
Entertaining.
This is good, not
good
clean
stuff.
Fun.
I know. And you know what? I just want a little recognition here because I now have to read the police reports to gather these tidbits of info.
Oh my goodness, you poor
Well, there's
thing.
a lot of boring, depressing stuff in here. A man from Savage reported that his financial institution informed him that there were attempted fraudulent transactions on his credit card. Do you know how many times? I mean, and they report them all. It's like, Jesus, get something more interesting to report.
Can't you just post, like, 52 men and 83 women reported that there were fraudulent charges?
Right. Police arrested a 21-year-old man from Savage for fifth-degree drug possession and possession of drug paraphernalia after being called to 126th Street for a report of a domestic disturbance in the parking lot. The man's ex-girlfriend accused him of using marijuana and methamphetamine. And police found pipes in his vehicle that contained possible marijuana and methamphetamine residue.
Guys, don't do drugs, Katie.
Boring, depressing.
McGruff the Dare Dog, I think that was his name, told us not to do drugs.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, drugs are bad. Okay. Have you heard those new commercials where they're like, they replay the old commercial with the egg and you hear it sizzling and they go, "This is your brain on drugs. Any questions?" And then they have all these kids asking all these questions.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do. They're like, "Is marijuana better than alcohol, right? Can I just use pain pills once? Is that okay?" And it's like a bunch of questions that kids like still have about drugs because this commercial ain't scaring them.
Oh my god, it's like the little shit in my Dare class.
Yes, but they've literally made that into a commercial because there's so many little shits.
In my head, should I do the drugs then?
Yeah.
Yes,
Timmy.
you little shit. You should do the drugs.
You're gonna anyway, Timmy. I can tell by your attitude. So yes.
You can do the drugs. Everyone else, don't do the drugs. The drugs are
Don't
bad.
do the drugs. The drugs are bad.
Okay.
Okay. Just, all right. Well, there you go. Public safety report.
Oh my goodness.
Courtesy of Louder Than Ever. So I read a lot of boring shit to get those ready for you guys.
You
I'm a
give
saint.
so much.
I do. I just want a little, because you're always so snarky about how I don't do any preparation or anything. And here I'm like, what theme should we do? What should we talk about this
Snarky
week?
is who I am as a person. Stop attacking my personal being. You're such a bully.
You know, I'm not a bully. I just tell it like it is. If you can't take it, then don't dish it out. We're here. This is what.
Do not accuse me of being the pussy that Donald Trump grabs, okay? Stop
it. Anyway.
Oh,
Tuna
guys.
keeps telling me to enjoy my last few months of freedom, you know? It's like, oh, I can't wait until Trump's president. You can't say that anymore. He's, of course, joking.
Not actually.
He's joking and not, no, of course not.
Oh
But you know what? It's over. We're just going to have to deal now. So like I say, I'm just going to focus on making my children trustworthy enough to own silly putty. I've decided that's my benchmark because kids can't be trusted with silly putty, but my children will someday be trustworthy with silly putty.
Wow.
And so that's my goal. I'm working on my white males so they don't turn into pieces of shit that grab people by the pussy and instead can be in charge of silly putty without massive repercussions.
You know,
that's all I can do.
I believe that they can do it.
I think they can.
I have faith in them.
I do too, someday.
And did you.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, you know, I'm going to do my best.
I don't know about Noodle and Silly Putty, but
yeah, I don't know about that either.
Those white males of yours.
They're going to turn out to be okay.
I feel like it'll be okay.
They're not going to care that they're white or male. That's the goal.
That's the goal.
That's the goal. It's
Oh
just
my
they're
goodness.
just humans, just like every other human. Get over it, people.
Humans are humans.
We're all humans. We all
So
have the
there.
parts. Most of them are just trying to get their penises and vaginas, and that's like the goal of everyone's existence. So just...
Some people want to get their penises in butts.
That's
okay.
true. That's fine, too.
That's cool.
Basically, it's just putting the penis somewhere. That's...
Consensually!
For men. For men, I'm talking about, too. Women, more power to you.
We don't have penises.
You get whatever you want and put in there, and that's the point, too. Everyone wins.
Consent.
Consent is important.
Oh my
Okay.
goodness.
So don't you have something you want to talk about?
Actually, it kind of goes into consent.
Okay.
Just because I have colors in my hair that are abnormal does not give you the consent to comment on it constantly. It's really annoying.
I had purple hair for half a second a few years ago.
You did. It was really pretty.
And
I enjoyed doing that for you.
People really do comment on your hair a lot when you do that.
Yes.
I feel like you're opening the door, though.
So, okay, kind of. I'll give you that. But it's the same problem with tattoos. Like, I have one on... I don't know why I'm showing you.
I know where they are.
But I
So
have
does
one
Becky.
tattoo on my arm that's significantly larger than any of the rest of my tattoos. And more so when I worked in retail. But people literally would grab my arm...
To look at it.
To look at it.
Yeah.
And then, like, touch it and almost, like, pet it and then read it. And it's a memorial tattoo, so people would then get sad and awkward. And it's just like, dear God.
Like, stop it. Just, you're touching my arm and
Right.
being weird.
How about, the arm belongs to me. If you would like to touch it, you could at least fucking ask first. But then, I mean, my hair's always kind of got crazy colors in it, but just very recently I made it even brighter and added more colors than had been in recently.
It's beautiful.
Thank you. I'm really quite
How did that get done?
pleased with it. From Matthew.
Yeah, Montage.
in
Yeah.
Woodbury. You can follow him at Matthew Spallon, MatthewSpallon,
Thank you for
on
that.
Instagram. And
Yeah.
he's fantastic. He is
really-
the only person that does my hair.
It looks gorgeous.
Thank you.
It's really...
This time I literally told him he could do whatever he wanted so long as it was a brighter color than it was last time. And he achieved that.
He delivered.
So, I'm very pleased with it, but every time I do something like this to my hair, it's inevitable. Even if I go places that I go literally every day,
Yeah.
like the gas station where I get my energy drink every day, people have to stop me and be like, oh my gosh, I love your hair. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. That's a nice compliment. How much did it cost? Okay, first of all.
People actually ask you that?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
I wouldn't dream of asking you. I thought it. But it didn't come out my mouth.
Right, because it's an inappropriate
That's
question.
Rude. And you're my friend.
Yeah.
Like, we're good friends. And I still would be like, oh, how much did that set you back over at Spallon Montage? Damn.
It set me back a reasonable price for the service that I received.
Which I'm sure.
Random stranger.
Worth every penny.
It was. It was definitely worth every penny.
I don't doubt it. It's gorgeous. But why would people ever ask you that?
Because then they go into, oh, are you a hairstylist? And it's like...
Because the only job that you can have with hair like that is as a hairstylist.
They asked for two reasons. The one that happened just today is the one that's the really annoying one. Are you a hairstylist? And I often just say yes, even though I'm not really anymore. Yeah. Because it's easier to just say yes. And they go, oh, that's why. You guys get a discount so you can afford to do that.
No!
I didn't even say what the price was.
Yeah.
Because I usually just say, oh, it's not that bad, because it's not.
Yeah. And it's also none of your damn business.
Right. And
girl.
First of all, if you're going to be all salty that you can't have hair like me because you have a stupid job that doesn't allow it, first of all, you can... if it's really that big of an issue, you can say something to your employer. That's how rules like that change, is because people demand the change.
Right.
Can they still say no to you? Absolutely.
But it's never going to change
ask.
If you don't ask.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's not my fault that I get to have fun hair and you fucking don't.
Truth.
Also, it's inappropriate for you to comment on how much I spend on my hair or my makeup. They do the same thing with that then, because then they assume that I use like $500 foundation and I fucking don't. But
interesting.
Gosh,
people are so nosy and weird.
They are so nosy and weird. I've also had people just come up and like flat out like grab a handful of my hair and start like looking through it. And it's like, are you fucking kidding me?
Like, that's my hair. It's on my head, y'all. For all they don't, I mean, like, I have a tumor I got taken out of my skull, and, like, when you touch certain pieces of hair, like, it hurts.
Yeah, I know.
More than normal people. But I'm just saying, you don't know that that's not what's going on with you, or what's going on with anyone.
No, but people don't care.
I know.
They see something that they find interesting or like, and they just want to touch it. Because this is Donald Trump's America.
Would you stop it? This has been happening long before that.
No, it has. But... I
don't really know what to say about that, though. That makes me uncomfortable.
So annoying.
That happened a lot to me when I was pregnant. People do that when you're pregnant.
Oh, yes.
They do that. They act like they just have carte blanche to touch your belly.
Mm-hmm.
I used to touch back and say, what did you have for lunch? How's that sandwich feel in there? No, I would do it, especially to people that I worked with, or that, because if they're... I would do it. I'd stick my hand on their belly and go, how's that? What'd you have in there? Is that a tuna sandwich? Do you have a cheeseburger? What's going on in there? How do you like it? Oh, you don't? Oh. Gee, well, guess what? Neither do I. Don't touch my belly.
Ugh.
So people do it. Random people in the grocery store and things, too, or, like, ask me if I was married. I don't have a ring. I had a couple, especially in my first pregnancy. Oh, yes, I had a couple old people literally ask me, like, where's my husband? And things like that.
Oh my God, you guys! It is 2016. It wasn't.
Well, it wasn't. No,
then,
it was like 2006, 2007. He was born, but yeah, no, I know. It's crazy. It's totally insane. People are nuts.
Oh my God.
So
people are fucking crazy.
People are crazy. I totally get you. I mean, there's really no way around it.
Just don't touch other people. Just don't do it unless the person has said that they want you to touch them.
Consensual touching is fine. It's always okay to consensually touch people and put your things in their things if they want your thing in their thing, or vice versa. That's great. That's wonderful. That's
fantastic. That's how the human race continues.
Please.
But
don't just replace yourself. Have 8. I'm just kidding. Don't have 8 children. That's not... I wouldn't recommend that, and I only have 3 children.
Don't be the Duggars.
Don't. Please don't.
I can still name all of them, though.
Okay, do it. Challenge accepted. Do it right now. Do it.
Josh, Jana, John, David, Jill, Jessa, Ginger, Joseph, Josiah, Joyanna, Jedediah, Jeremiah, Jason, James, Justin, Jackson, Johanna, Jennifer, Josie, Jubilee, but she died.
I mean, I'll admit I didn't really think you could do it. I guess you can. That's like when I realized I know all the words to What's Your Fantasy by Ludacris.
See? Stupid things that are
Stupid
never...
things that you don't need to retain. I can't remember where I left my keys, but I know all the words to Baby Got Back also.
Yeah?
Tuna's convinced that I need to do a rap karaoke because he's heard me like spit out all these songs and he's like, you can do it. I'm like, oh no. No.
Yes.
No, I don't think so.
Oh my god, I want it so much. I want it so much.
Maybe I'll do it for the podcast. That would be...
We don't have the rights.
Oh, we can't. You're right. We're just going to have to do it.
We could Instagram it, though.
Okay. Maybe I'll Instagram it.
Yes! Tweet us at LTE Podcast if you want Mary to do a karaoke
It's so embarrassing that I know these songs, you know?
I love it.
But, I mean, I really do enjoy singing them in the car. Now there's 2 throwback, like, hip-hop radio stations in the Twin Cities area. We used to have 0 for, like, a really long time. If you were talking about throwback, you would get, like, you know, 70s rock or, like, maybe you could get some, like, 80s rock and pop. There was, like, KS95, which was, like...
Oh, sure.
You know, 70s, 80s, and today, and then it went to 80s, 90s, and today. And then they got past that, and they were like, it doesn't sound good anymore, and they stopped using that slogan when they needed to change to, like, 90s, oh-ohs, and today. It evolved over time, but that was
wasn't it... Didn't they say 90s 2K in today?
Did they for a while?
I think so.
They might have. Sounds legit. I believe it.
I mean... If my brain just made it up and their marketing department didn't, then I'm disappointed in their marketing department.
Me too.
But it sounds, when I said it, familiar.
You know, it did. But they used to have... They don't have that slogan anymore. That's over.
No, I'm sure they don't.
But that's kind of funny.
The 90s were 20 years ago, so...
Yeah.
Huh.
But now we have 2, so I get to hear a lot of the songs that I used to hear as a teenager. And the funny thing is a lot of them, I mean, now I've heard them a couple times having listened to the stations for a while, but...
Sure.
The first time they come on, I'm like, oh, I know this song, and all of a sudden I'm like, and it's like, it sounds so dumb. It sounds so stupid when I'm doing it. Like, I know it while I'm doing it, that it just sounds ridiculous. And then I imagine, like, 22-year-old me going around northeast Minneapolis where I used to live with my windows down, blaring Ludacris in the public bathroom or in the back of the classroom, you know. I can only imagine what people thought when I was driving by. And I remember even, like, my defense was like, have you ever heard of Eminem? God, why do people like rapping too?
Oh, my God.
I remember, like, yelling that at people. Yeah, like...
No,
yes,
Mary.
Yes, I had very bad decision-making skills as an early...
Okay.
Yeah, so...
Oh, no. Mary's fucking crazy. Okay.
You can't get away from your previous bad choices, and all I'm saying is, like, I hear the lyrics. I still know them all. Would I choose to memorize that song if given the choice today? No. I would send my brain power elsewhere. Do something more productive with my time, but... I don't have the choice. The time was already spent on it. The brain power's been done, locked, and banked back there. And every time you hear that certain beat, yeah, 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 give it to me now. Give it to me now. Give it to me now. You can't. It just comes off flowing back. There isn't anything you can do. So I just embrace it and roll down the highway, spewing all the lyrics, and Tuna heard me because he didn't believe me, and so I was like, all right, fine, I'm gonna do it.
I'm gonna do it.
I put it on, like, YouTube, and I did it, and he was like, you have to do that in public, and I was like, you know,
no,
I don't trust you. I don't think that would be a good thing to do in public at all. But it sure is fun. It sure does get your blood pumping and make you feel young again. I will say that.
Yeah, I guess.
Questionable choices once again, but...
Oh my God.
You can't change the past. You can only change your future. Blah, blah. Yeah.
Oh, man. Were you going to read a diary entry for us?
I was looking because I thought I had a good one. I'll read these two. They're silly.
Great.
Dear Diary, April 23rd, 1996. We're also going to read April 24th, so just hang on to your hats. It's going to get exciting. I went with Alexis to the creek. We rubbed some mud on our legs. It was really cool. Iowa's today again. Iowa's our standardized test. Tomorrow is the math section. Oh, great. I hate math. Charlene came and gave me a stuffed animal. I love you, me. Charlene was our babysitter. We were getting ready to move at this point. I hadn't yet realized the hell that was New Prague, Minnesota.
Oh, dear.
Here we're moving into our residence inn because we're really getting about to move. We had to move out of our house and stay in a hotel for like a week before we were ready to go to Minnesota. Dear Diary, April 24th. Always the critic. 1996. The room isn't as big as I thought it would be.
Oh my god!
That's just so you know, it's always been that way. Well, I guess I can make do.
Oh my god.
Yes, okay. I am as bored as hell.
Oh.
Ooh. Anyway, tomorrow is take your daughters to work day, and I am going. Gotta go au revoir. I love you, me.
Oh my god.
Yes. Yes. Those were horrible, I know, right?
I would have hated 12-year-old you.
I
was also 8.
This room is not as big as I thought it would be. I guess I can make do. That pretty much describes me. And I remember that room. It was big. It was a residence inn. So
not as big.
Not a hotel room size room. Residence inn, even in the 90s, had little kitchenettes and lounge areas and whatnot. But it wasn't as big as I was expecting.
Oh my
People are
god.
crazy. Hailey's crazy.
Look!
And all people are crazy.
No.
End episode. Curtain going to fade to black.
This. You can't.
Done.
The
The curtains are shut.
No.
Dun 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 dun. Exit music. Dun dun dun.
Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at LTE Podcast and email us @podcast@podcast@gmail.com. Thank you very much. We'll see you next week, but we won't see you. Goodbye.
Dun dun dun.
Oh my god.
Done.
Why did you do that?
Finn.
That's so hard. Look at all that. That's
Finn.
so loud.
It's all done.
I'm gonna have to
Dun, dun, dun,
de-amplify
dun.
that.
No one listens at the
Otherwise,
end anyway.
People are gonna go deaf.
No one listens at the end anyway.
I think they do.
As soon as you start talking about all of our Instagram and
Tweet
they're
us
just like,
at
whatever.
LTE Podcast if you listen all the way to the end, okay?
They didn't. You didn't listen all the way to the end. No one did. No
Oh my
one
God, you're
did.
so
No one
annoying.
did.
Why are you doing this?
People are crazy.
Oh
Yes.
shit.
Yes.
Okay.
That's why. Dun-dun.